15 things you didn't know about Hong Kong. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Hello Aluxers, and welcome back to another amazing video. We love glamorous, exotic destinations full of history, and one of the most beautiful is Hong Kong. If you've been following our videos for a while, you know that Hong Kong is one of our favorite cities. Hong Kong isn't a country, but technically a special administrative region. Its sovereign state is China, but it's been occupied by the British and Japanese in turn. Hong Kong officially became independent from British rule in 1997, and according to the most recent survey of residents, the majority view themselves as citizens of Hong Kong rather than specifically Chinese. It's now considered to be one of the world's most important financial centers and has a GDP of $412 billion. Because Alux.com is dedicated to being the world's best resource on the most incredible cities and countries in the world, we absolutely had to bring you a video about Hong Kong. Number 1. Hong Kong translates literally as fragrant harbor. The name Hong Kong has been slightly anglicized, but the traditional Cantonese translates as fragrant harbor or incense harbor. It's speculated that this is because the harbor's water had a naturally sweet taste, as well as the incense factories that would line the banks. Number 2. It's the most expensive place to live in the world, particularly for expats. Hong Kong is full of expensive cars, designer shops, and property, making it more expensive than London, New York, and Singapore. The average Hong Kong apartment will sell for nearly 20 times the average income, and demand just keeps on growing. You can actually get an Italian castle or a Sydney Harbourview apartment for less. Number 3. Hong Kong is home to the highest hotel in the world, the Ritz-Carlton. The 5-star Ritz-Carlton Hong Kong covers floors 102 to 118 of the International Commerce Center in the very fancy West Kowloon area. Every room has stunning views of Victoria Harbour, and it's constructed from custom-made glass artwork. Number 4. The most expensive home in Hong Kong has just 4 bedrooms. In many cities, you can expect the most expensive home on the market to have quite a significant amount of space. Hong Kong is a little different. The most expensive home in the market currently costs $880 million and has 3 bathrooms, 4 bedrooms, a terrace, and a powder room. This is not the place for you if you're concerned about value for money. Number 5. Feng Shui is taken extremely seriously by Hong Kong architects. The city's largest and most expensive construction projects will inevitably have a Feng Shui expert on the payroll. It's considered so important that it's believed a project could completely fail if its Feng Shui isn't right. Buildings often don't feature a 4th floor because it's considered to be a very unlucky number. Number 6. You can eat the world's most expensive club sandwich at the Parlor restaurant. Fancy paying $480 for a club sandwich? This one is in the Guinness Book of World Records and contains ultra-expensive ingredients such as beluga caviar, wagyu beef, Alux smoked salmon. It doesn't quite look like the usual club sandwich. You certainly won't find any cocktail sticks and crispy bacon in here. Number 7. Tourists are only allowed to bring 19 individual cigarettes into the city. Hong Kong's duty-free rules are quite strict, and since 2010, there's been a restriction on how much alcohol and tobacco can be brought in by tourists. You're allowed either 19 cigarettes or 1 single cigar. Alcohol is restricted to 1 liter with a 30% volume of alcohol. Number 8. It's the world's most vertical city. Like a lot of major cities, Hong Kong's architects have chosen to build up rather than out because of a lack of space. Most people apparently live or work above the 14th floor, and it's home to 36 of the 100 tallest residential buildings in the world. Number 9. They exhume dead bodies after 6 years because there isn't enough room for cemeteries. You can only rent a cemetery plot in Hong Kong because there isn't enough land to keep people buried forever. After 6 years, remains are exhumed for cremation or reburied in an urn to save on space. Many people have online burial plots to commemorate their family members, which can cost 650,000 Hong Kong dollars. Number 10. A small city with no laws used to exist within Hong Kong. If you've ever wondered what a city would be like if it had no laws or policing, Kowloon Walled City is a great example. A dense and ungoverned community, it was controlled by triads and was full of prostitution, gambling, and drugs. The enclave was demolished in 1993 and replaced with Kowloon Walled City Park. Number 11. The most expensive menu in Hong Kong costs an incredible $7,000. Lung King Heen in the Four Seasons, Hong Kong features a banquet for 16 people which costs an unbelievable $7,000 per person. That's right, per person, not in total, person. The menu features Yoshihama abalone, an unusual form of shellfish. Number 12. Hong Kong has one of the world's highest life expectancies. Men live until they're 81.2 years old, and women live until they're 86.9 on average, making this one of the best life expectancies in the whole world. The health of Hong Kong's people is attributed to decreased smoking rates and generally good living conditions. Find out where else in the world is super healthy with our video, Top 10 Countries with the Highest Life Expectancy, by clicking right now in the top right corner. Number 13. 90% of travel around Hong Kong is done on public transport. Despite being a wealthy city, its residents are surprisingly happy to travel on public transport because the system is so reliable. 11 million journeys are made every day across trains, buses, and ferry services, and its subway system is on time 99% of the time. Number 14. Hong Kong toilets are flushed with seawater. The city imports 70% of its water supply because it has little access to natural rivers and lakes. It's for this reason that seawater is used in the sewage system to flush toilets so as to not waste any fresh water unnecessarily. Number 15. 1,000 megabit a second internet was introduced in 2011. The fastest internet service in the US is generally 50 megabytes a second for downloading, but Hong Kong's connection is in another league entirely. Comparatively, it only costs around $26 a month for Hong Kong homes to have this crazily fast connection, something that many couldn't even imagine. Hong Kong is often considered a place where East meets West because its history has combined the influence of Britain, China, and Japan. It's now a state in its own right, highly in demand for tourists and expats, and welcomes 45,000 people a year just from mainland China alone. Its people follow a range of different religions, travel on the best subway in the world, and have the most beautiful harbor views too. If money was no object, would you blow all your cash on living in a Hong Kong penthouse for a few months of the year? Or would you just splash a little bit on a hotel suite and some flashy designer shopping? Oh, you're still here? Well, here's another amazing thing about Hong Kong that you probably didn't know. There's no alcohol age limit, despite the fact that tourists are restricted on how much alcohol they can bring into the country. Supermarkets and shops can sell alcohol to minors if they wish to. There are no rules around it whatsoever. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxer. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. If you want more, we handpicked these videos you might enjoy, or head over to Alux.com for the best in fine living content on the planet. Be a part of the largest community of luxury enthusiasts in the world and tell your story.